how long can this last? Because the reality is that the lower ranks of soldiers are being affected by food shortages the way that everybody else in the country has been affected. So trying to fight or do your job while protecting the country on an empty stomach becomes very difficult. Not to mention that there's signs of fatigue and division among the troops because they're facing constant street confrontation, which means that they're being targeted by rocks, by Molotov cocktails, and then some of them are coming up against people that they know. So, that is feeding into what is growing dissent. But at the moment, he has managed to maintain control because the senior levels of the army as such, many of them have business ties. Many of them now have moved over into ministerial positions or are the directors of the state oil company. And as a result, they've got their fingers in the pie, if you like. And so at the moment, it's in their interest to stay and be supportive of Maduro. But given the growing dissent that is starting, it is a case of watch this space.
And there have been some commentators warning that this situation looks like it could be moving towards an all-out civil war. What kind of possibility is there at this point that we could have some kind of peaceful political solution to these months and months of protests?
It's not looking very positive at the moment because both sides have effectively been hardening their position, Catherine. I mean, you saw recently the resignation or removal of the office, rather, of the Attorney General, Luis Ortega Diaz, who, let's not forget, was a Chavez supporter and went rogue, and this because she wanted to open investigation into fraud allegations surrounding the election of that constituent assembly. Now, it's led to the Organisation of American States warning the government to guarantee her safety and allow her to resume the role. We've seen the trade bloc in South America, Mercosur, suspend the country indefinitely until there's a restoration of democracy. And then you've had the Americans who've implemented these sanctions targeting 13 or so Maduro loyalists. But where can it go from here? Can the Americans ramp up their sanctions? Well, in that case, it's going to play into Maduro's hands, that this has very much been sort of directed from Washington. You've got a divided opposition, and you've also got no clear figure who's leading the charge as such. So it is a messy situation. I think while there's chaos, there's incredible risk that this indeed could turn out to be very nasty indeed.
All right, thanks very much for that analysis. Annette Young from our International Affairs desk here at France 24.